Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, happy Sunday night. This is my first Sunday in a while where it didn't seem like everything was out of control, and I'm actually ready for Monday tomorrow. I haven't felt this way for a few weeks. There's a reason why this week has turned very well. I'm going to get to that. But it really goes to show I need to work towards being a little bit more financially and to a lesser extent socially free than I am today. And let me bring up the last time that I took some time off. It was during the solar eclipse in April of 2024. There was a solar eclipse in Kerrville, and I drove there. It's about a 15-hour drive altogether. I took 2-3 days to drive each way. Now the solar eclipse was nice. Getting to meet the locals in Kerrville and some of the other cities was also nice too. But there was one matter of the trip that was the nicest. There was one highlight of that trip that was incalculably nice. I'll let you pause the video to think about it. It's a very abstract concept. Well, I work part-time at two different colleges, and then I got my art career as well, right? Got art shows. I got another art show next week, and I deal with a lot of consignment shops. And then I teach 3 classes at 2 different colleges. And even though altogether I might work between all 3 ventures, probably 40, 50 hours a week. The problem is that the clock doesn't just tick those hours that I work, right? Even on a weekend, even on a Sunday afternoon, clock is constantly ticking because things have to line up in a certain way for tomorrow's class at 10 o'clock to happen, right? My clothes have to be ready. The house has to be in order. I don't want to leave the house and have it be in a disaster. My landlord was already pretty upset about that the other night, right? I got to eat and all that. I obviously I can't at the moment can't really afford to just eat out every meal, right? That has to happen. Shopping has to happen. You get the idea, right? Right now the weather is a little bit cooler. I can finally walk to the camp. I live pretty close by, or walk or take my bicycle to the campus. I haven't even fixed up my bicycle yet. I'm going to do that right after this video. I bought a used bicycle. It needs a new tube and all that, and that has to line up, right? If I'm going to take the bicycle to work tomorrow, that tube has to be fixed up. And so the clock is just relentlessly tick tock, whether it be the clothes being ready or my meals being ready, or having yesterday, a few nights ago, my inbox blew up because the students had technical difficulties logging onto their assignment. Nothing of my doing, but I have to make sure the students were at ease, right? I don't need to tell you how many times we lose students in the middle of the semester because of things that are not necessarily even in my control, right? And when I left for Texas that weekend, it was like for the first time I didn't hear that relentless tick tock in the background, right? I was sleeping when I wanted to sleep. I was eating when I wanted to eat. I didn't worry if my clothes were dirty. I only wanted to see the solar eclipse, right? If my clothes were dirty and people got a bad impression of me in Kerrville, oh well, right? I leave Kerrville behind, right? And so for the first time in years, I didn't feel that tick tock relentlessly during the day, during the night. And that clock, even though I only work 30, 40, 50 hours, that clock ticks 24/7. I'm not joking when I say 24/7. Even when I'm dreaming, sometimes it ticks. And the easiest way to see that, I can't tell you how many times I got something urgent tomorrow morning, right? Let's say tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I urgently need to get up and do something very important, right, at the campus. Or I need to make an important phone call. You get the idea. I set the alarm for 7:30, right? And I go to sleep. And next thing I know, I'm racing to do whatever it is that I needed to do. And maybe things aren't even going right. And I'm frantically thinking of a solution. And the next thing I know, the alarm clock sounds and I actually wake up, right? And so I'm not joking when I say the clock ticks even in my sleep, right? And so it really goes to show that how unfree I am, and how much work I still need to do. Right, it, my goal by the end of this year, 2024, is at least not have the clock tick so much, right? This week was really nice. I took a day off on Wednesday to go to a social event, and even that was enough to slow down that clock considerably, right? Sunday night, and for the first Sunday in multiple weeks, I feel like I'm actually ready for Monday, right? Just goes to show that even a little bit of headway will do something, right? Obviously, I can't take a day off every week, but if I get a little bit more financially free and I take on less, right, then it will be like what happened this week, right? Every week, right? Maybe this week was a little bit more sparse than I could handle, right? But you get the idea, right? But unfortunately, as it is, the clock often ticks relentlessly. Weekends, nights, holidays, vacations. Oh, it never seems to stop ticking, right? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.